Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 29th of May. So looking at the euro dollar, and well, we put this 3-bar lovely pivot swing sitting there. Is it going to break down and continue down to the downside? Well, that's the potential, at least, looking at from where we are at the moment. The price action is still trending downwards on the larger time frames, even on the 60 minutes with lower highs, lower lows. Does have a daily pivot fractionally above. That's not caught on here, but maybe caught on some pivot setup. So just check in a moment, see if that's been hit. But it does look soft. It's double bottoming where it sits at the moment in the short term, but a little bit of divergence sitting around there. We'll see how that reacts, but will I be trying to trade this today? Probably not. It's just not got enough points in it at the moment, so I shall stand aside of it most likely. But it does look weak. As I said yesterday in the video update and in my big picture video, it's more of a swing trading currency at the moment. Moving on to the pound then, which has got some movement in it, and if you can get it, it's working well. It's sitting there again, pivot swing, bearish signal, sitting there on the dailies, downward trend, everything lower highs, lower lows, looking soft. Would have been nice to find some more of a more movement in it maybe, but it's come a bit short of its daily pivot on here. I'm just going to check some of these pivots. Let's just check here. The euro has missed it, and so is the pound, so we know that. So coming short here. It's just rushing a little bit at the moment, just leading into 8 o'clock. It does this at times, so I will just let it do what it does. I'll look for a retrace on the shorter time frames to trade it back down towards the S1 at the moment is what I'd be looking for. I haven't really got much in the way of a picture for the upside. One thing to bear in mind is how choppy it got yesterday. Now it doesn't mean to say it won't provide some points if it does a similar exercise, but it just may be you get stopped once or twice. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen, the continuation to the downside there continues to look soft here, and may still have further downside. The dollar against the yen, it certainly seems to be, as I said many a time now, the go-to currency when there's risk mentioned, and well, perhaps there's just too much risk out there in the moment, and it may be continuing in this way. As again on the big picture, the money that was bearish has been moving away, and it's getting a bit more of a bullish tone to it on that basis, so quite a change of direction from that point of view. So we could see further strengthening. Where to and where from, it's a difficult one here at the moment. It's already done a daily pivot S1 for me. It's well, if it gets a short-term retracement, it might provide something, but there's not a lot of points in it either, so we'll again leave that one alone. Aussie dollar, you know what I'm going to say about this, I'll leave it alone. The pound looks about my best bet at the moment. Looking at the Aussie dollar, well, a bit of a retrace there on the dailies, but yesterday just such a thin old day, and really weekly pivot below. It may just roll off to that, may come back and at some point and approach these lows again, and that's really what I'd be more interested in. So there's that daily pivot on the hourly chart here, just it's 69.08, so it's only 10 pips away from where we are at the moment. There's barely anything to really be trading for. The only thing I would say is you've probably got about a 12 pip stop, and maybe if you're comfortable with leaving it for a few days, it might give a small swing in it, but that'll be that then. Canadian dollar, I wouldn't be looking to trade this too much. I think it's just going to continue in its bigger picture chop here. It may break out eventually. It's got potential, but it's shopping all over the place. But we do have the Bank of Canada rate statement at 3 o'clock this afternoon, so that may help it in one direction or another. At the moment it's softening. There was a view in the markets that there may be a bit of a more hawkish approach or comments made. We'll see. If that doesn't happen, well, then this is just going to carry on in its trend from the weekly, daily point of view in terms of the upside, because at the moment it's still really putting the higher lows in and higher highs, albeit for lots of chop in between. And finally the S&Ps, let's have a look at those. If nothing else delivers, these are delivering at the moment. So yesterday continued another down day, another tap on the S2 there, the monthly S2, and it's looking to break at the moment. Well, it's looking to break. It's broken overnight there. I got back late last night and saw this. Actually, I was tempted to jump back aboard. I did short it yesterday. I will look at retracements though to maybe get into positions. At the moment, it's got a daily pivot above. Whether that will get a hit, we'll see. There's no divergence. It's all running along in line. It's just look at maybe a bit of RSI divergence there on the shorter time frame. So maybe this morning we'll get something back on it, but to me it's a case of selling into any sort of rallies really on it. My preference for now, it looks weak, and as I said, all the story behind that's in the big picture as well. So that's pretty much it. Pound and S&Ps I'm really looking at today to try and see if we can get some points out of. So have a great day. Bye for now.